Welcome everybody, first episode of Gentleman's Corner. Here we talk about men's mental, physical, and emotional health. It is a segment of Far From Perfect Network, but it's a separate entity. I'm glad to have you guys tuning into this. This is very special. It's been a comeback. I've been gone for a little bit, but I'm back in our first episode of Gentleman's Corner. I have with me my man Jose. I like to call him Rozay. Jose in the building. What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on? Excited to be here. Excited to be a part of the launch here. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming up. So let's get started. Let's tell people who you are. Tell a little about yourself, what you do.
Shoot.
How things been?
Let me try to keep this short and sweet as much as possible here. So Jose Pena, originally from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Most people know where Lawrence is. If you don't, it's about 30 miles, 20 miles maybe from Boston. They call it mini DR because people stopped going to New Jersey, New York, and just going straight to Lawrence. Born and raised over there, went to high school over there, and then made my way out to Worcester, and I never went back. The reason I never really went back, to be honest with you, Lawrence is a different place, right? I was privileged enough to have a household in the beginning with my mother and my father, who, my family was raised in a certain way, very old school Dominican, very structured, very disciplined. Whatever she said went. We all went to the same high school. We all went to a prep school, private school. All my boys went to a public school. I was called the Silver Spoon. I got a free scholarship. I took advantage of it, right? I moved out of Lawrence because there's a lot of nonsense. I saw all my friends doing what they were doing. I didn't want to be a part of that. Went to college, did my thing, met a couple girls, met a girl, stayed in Worcester for her. And we'll get into that a little later. But the reason I liked Worcester, although Worcester, every city got their problems. Lawrence, you look to the left, there's BS. You look to the right, there's BS. You can't turn the cheek. In Worcester, you can at least turn the cheek. It's big enough, right? So that's a little bit about me, obviously, from an upbringing standpoint. From a professional standpoint, I've been in tech sales for 14, 15 years. Director of sales right now for North America at a company out in Boston. So just been doing that. I really enjoy developing people, really diving into the psyche of why people either yield results or they don't yield results, and how do we get them to a point where everybody could be successful towards the team goal. From a personal standpoint, I got 3 kids. I got a 10-year-old, I got an 8-year-old, and I got a 4-year-old who just graduated pre-K. Shout out to Gabe today. And yeah, father of 3.
Gabe.
Father of 3, and then we'll get into the other stuff, the love life in a little bit, I assume.
Word. Before we get into that, let's talk about tech sales. What exactly is that? What does that entail? How'd you get into that? You have a degree and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I have a undergrads. It's going to be sad to say, from Anna Maria College. They're about to close down. And then I also got my master's from Anna Maria College as well. It's always been in business administration. We get into that later too. But for me, I got the advice from one of my coaches that if you're going to go to school for business, let it be business administration, so you can learn how to administrate an entire business, not just be hyper focused on one lane. So I took that advice and I just ran with it. I got an undergrad, I got a master's in it, and then from there I always had a niche for sales. For selling, we'll save some of that other stuff for another day. Mm. But as far as in college, I sold Cutco, which is those kitchen knives. You know what I mean? I sold them to my friends' moms. I was always a charmer, so I was with all due respect, let me talk to your mom and your aunties, right?
You reverse hustle.
Yeah. I was reverse hustle.
Hustling in the right way.
I'm cutting this potato and celery real nice, right? So, and then from there, I sold door to door, windows and replacements. So I always just had a thing for sales, right? It was always, as crazy as it sounds, the ability to manipulate someone's mindset to go from just saying no and closing that door to actually listening to you for 30, 40 seconds and maybe getting a yes or come back.
So would you recommend a young guy who has a niche for sales to get into that field?
100%. I have friends that have done finance. I have friends that have been in accounting, which obviously kind of goes under that umbrella of finance. I've had friends that have been completely different opposite degrees as far as maybe psych majors or police officers. And I would say 30, 40% of them, which isn't that high of a number, but if you think about the people that have come to me, they decided to just go into sales because they saw, I wouldn't say the lifestyle that I created for myself, but the opportunities that opened up from sales, right? Because a lot of people just look at sales as just oh, you're going to get rejected, but they don't talk about the tough skin, right? The alligator skin, the leather skin that creates that rejection creates, right? From a personal standpoint, like you start doubting yourself as a person. Like, damn, what I'm saying is not even working. But like Joe Schmo over here is saying the same exact thing, but maybe he's saying it with a better tone, right? Maybe he's smiling more. He's smiling and dialing. You're miserable coming into work, right? So the energy comes off. So I always tell my friends, like, you want to get into sales, you got to believe in yourself, but you also got to be ready to ride that roller coaster because there's up and downs.
Up and down.
Right? You have 1 year, you'll make X amount of dollars. You have the next year that you're fighting for your life, right? But you got to play that. You got to let it run its course. So like I have friends that have migrated over to sales. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have done this 10 years ago.
Word.
Right. So yes, I absolutely recommend it.
Nice. So now we'll get into the family stuff.
Yeah.
We'll start off small. So you said you stayed in Worcester. When you stayed in Worcester, you said you stayed for the girl you met. Is that true?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, for me, I became, so to say, a man in Worcester. Right. I went from high school to being in college, and you get that ounce of freedom. And like I said, going back to the way I was raised, it wasn't on some like, I felt like I was in jail, but it was a strict household. You know what I mean? And the Dominican culture, any Hispanic culture, like that's old school. I mean, they run a tight ship, right? So like when I got that ounce of freedom, where I was like, shoot, I don't gotta be home by a certain time. I'm drinking, partying, doing everything. You know what I mean? Like this feels good. I'm never going back to Lawrence. I'll go back to see my mom and my family, get some good food. She always had that plate ready. But yeah, I stayed in Worcester, and then I met a ton of people, dated girls, and my senior year, which I guess, you could talk about bringing sand to the beach or whatever. I ended up dating a girl my senior year, which is like your prime year in college, right? Like, let's go off here. All right, let's get some fresh meat type stuff. I did the opposite. I got a girl who was out of college for like 2 years, and she already had like a 2 family. Like, she was established. She was teaching me about stuff that I didn't even know about, like credit. How to fix your credit, get a credit card. Like everything for me was just cash or whatever money I'm getting, I'm spending it. Whether it was on a bottle or something, she taught me about stuff that she learned 2 years in advance of me, right? Because of the way she was raised and also what she was already experiencing in the corporate life, if you will. So that for me, it was cool because I was like, wow, this girl's over here dating me. I'm nobody. It's an investment up front. She don't know what I'm going to come out to be, right? And then from there, we kicked it. There's been a lot of breaks in between that, but like 14 years together, right? Which we'll get into, the end of that. But yeah,
let's get right there to now. So it's over. 14 years is done.
14 years is done. Yeah,
it's over now. So what point was it like to you where it's like it wasn't good anymore? Was it good up the whole 14? Did something happen, or like was there a point in time where like it wasn't good anymore and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna still thug it out?
That's a great question, right? And I think that's everybody has their interpretation of what marriage is and the rainbows and all of that. You can put whatever you want on IG. You can put whatever you want on any social media. Like, there's nothing that's perfect, right? There's no marriage that's perfect.
Absolutely. Right? I'm far from perfect. So, we all are.
Yeah. But, people yield and seek that perfection because of that's what the newsfeed is, right? That's what the algorithm is. And like, oh, this is the recipe to keeping a successful marriage. Like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Right. Because it takes 2.
Absolutely.
And if the 2 ain't there, are you going to be that one to pull through for both? And how long can you bear it?
See, it's tough because, like, I've never been married, but I do want to get married eventually.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, when I get married, I have no intention of getting divorced. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm willing to work through a lot of things in a marriage that I wouldn't work through in just like a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. That's not a marriage. You know what I mean? Like, because I see it as the bigger picture. And once you get married, to me, it's just like, it's more sacred. It means more. It's more important. Like it's under God at that point. You unify yourself under God. So like you should take it more seriously. That's how I see. So like if I was in a marriage, I know I'd forgive a lot more things. But I also do understand too, like people just grow apart sometimes. You know what I mean? Like that could be the aspect of it too. So like I can give you a situation, but like I believe that when people grow apart, it's a mutual thing. Like no one's still all the way in love, and the other person is like, oh no, I've grown from you. That right there doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, if both you guys agree, like, yeah, we're still good people, we still love each other, we're not in the same place anymore, you're divorced, then you could live with that. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, you see the person outside, like, they're still a good friend to you, you still, hey, how you doing? You know, like, that's what I think. That's my perspective on like marriage, as far as like breakups with it. So like with you, that's why I'm asking, like, was it a certain thing that led up to it? Like,
I mean, like, I think when we got together, so let me make sure I correct myself as far as from a numerical standpoint. 14 years together, married 7, right? With 3 kids are with her as well. What led up to it? I think we just married too young, man. You know what I mean? Like, I was fortunate enough to get my master's. She told me she was pregnant. I took it on the chin. I was like, absolutely, we're keeping this baby. Like, what else do I got to do?
Right.
Like, I got my master's. I'm educated on it. Like, I have a job, like a real corporate job. I was like, let's get it. And so do you. What else do we got to do? And then from there, I put a ring on her because I was like, if this is the person I'm going to raise a kid with, I might as well put a ring on it and let's do it, right? But from there, I was already together with her for like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? I just think we grew from a professional standpoint, but obviously maturity too, and like what we needed, whether it was physically or mentally. Like we went on 2 different separate paths. Like let's just say, for an example, like, you know, she could believe in crystals, and I just believe in just talking to God.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever pushes you through your day, that's cool, right? But it doesn't mean like one person's right, one person's wrong.
Right.
Like your way of thinking is not my way of thinking, so like it's stupid. Right, so it just started becoming a little bit disrespectful on both ends, right? So I think communication was the biggest thing for me. What I've learned now in this 1 year of being separated, one, the dating world is insane, right? And we'll get into that later. 2,
It's cold.
communication, right? Communication, man. It's all words. It's all words, right? And when the words aren't backed up, you know what I'm going to say, with the action, it's just a way of you just not gaslighting, but like a way to you to put a bandage on it. Like, yeah, no, I hear you, but like then you do the same thing.
Right.
You do the same thing over and over again. I think that started happening on both ends, and it got to a point where, you know, people say you got to choose yourself, but when there's kids involved, you make that choice. It's very selfish. You could choose us.
Right.
You choose yourself.
I agree with that.
Then we got it. Then there's a fast lane and there's that middle lane, and that's where the family is. And you choose a fast lane, you're leaving your family in the rear view, right? Yeah. Both ends.
And my thing is, let's go back to, you said communication. Like every person I talk to as far as relationship goes, they always say the same thing. Like communication that's what makes relationship drive, and it didn't work out because communication. But like everybody knows that, and I'm guilty of this too. Why don't you communicate while you're there? Like that's my thing. Like, and I have a problem with that too. Like but I know that it's because like sometimes I just get in my head. I think I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not gonna speak up on it because I feel like it's gonna create more problems that I don't need. So I'm like I'm not gonna speak up on that. I'm gonna just let it go and let it go. And they're probably doing the same thing. So it's like when something does happen, they have to speak up on it. It's like nah. All the other shit they've been holding in comes out.
You're stacking those,
like,
you're stacking those thoughts.
And I'm guilty of it too. But like the cause of that is then it's like, oh, if we get through that big explosion, then it's like, yeah, we're meant to be together, or like we can work
toxic.
on this. That's what people believe though. And from my standpoint, it's like, damn, we should just work on the little problems as they come and stop sugarcoating shit and making this shit seem like it's all peaches and cream.
I'm gonna say
because you could help the other person, the person you're with, you could uplift them by acknowledging those things like, hey, I notice you're doing this, I don't like it. You need to fix this, or we can't continue. And they might want to not even realize they're doing something wrong, but you just open their eyes and they're like, all right, let me cut all that shit out. You know what I mean? So that's why I think,
if there's one thing I learned, man, from this single life, is radical honesty. I forgot the psychologist that came out with that theory or whatever, that study. I'm not good with history, but I do like to read when it comes to certain things like that. And radical honesty is just whatever's on your mind, you're gonna say it. Because what you just described was my entire marriage, where like communication, sure, we overly communicated. That's dependent on the person. But then you started saying, well, I'm not gonna react this way because I already know what that reaction is gonna be. So you're already premeditating the action and the results. So now you're stacking these losses in your mind, and then you start spiraling, right? And then you freak.
right.
Now you're a jerk. Now you're an asshole. Now you're controlling. Now you're manipulating me. All right. That was a big problem in my relationship. Right. We both knew how we reacted to certain things, so we started bottling things, aka holding things back. Little white lies add to massive lies. Right. And then they start stacking. Then when you finally get in an argument, we're like, well, 2 weeks ago you did this, and actually a month ago I should have said this, but it was that. And then you're sitting there like, I should have just fucking brought it up because I overthought the shit out of that. Now I'm mad at you for something. It's almost like waking up in a dream. You had a bad dream. You wake up, you look at your partner like, you cheated on me in that dream. I'm mad at you for a whole week. Right? Like you're out here bullshitting. Like you're mad about something that you overthought when you could have just brought it up and it would have been done.
Word.
And I learned that in this instance of my life right now, and dating and all that stuff. Like, if I don't like something, I don't have the time to waste. I know people are like, oh, you're 35. I spent 14 years with somebody. I don't want to. I'm not going to deem that as a mistake because man, it was regardless of the bad ones, they taught me so much, right? But I don't want to do that again,
Right.
and that's not fair to say. Like that's my prerequisite. Like what I say goes. It's like no, like, but let's just make sure. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, and if you don't like it, don't bullshit me.
I think that's called boundaries.
Yes.
You have boundaries, and you're firm on those boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either you like it or you don't.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say if you come with that right out the gate. You know what I mean? Like, don't come out the gate all sweet, and then later on, like, I have these firm boundaries. Like, that's not what you was on before.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then
Correct.
that's what you get mixed up at. But like,
Yeah.
you lay your cards on the table.
Yeah.
Let them read the deck. Like, here's what it is.
Mhm.
If it's up to them at that point, right?
Yeah.
That's the way to go with that, and I respect that. That's what you're doing.
Mhm.
Cold-hearted. Even if you may not want to hear it, something they don't want to hear. See, even something you don't want to say. You know what I mean? It might have to be said.
Oh
Get it
yeah,
on out there.
I've been called an asshole. I've been called. I can't keep up with all these Gen Z words. Zesty or spicy. I don't know what it is. I don't think-
I noticed that. Like when you tell women about themselves, or like you have something to say to them, you're like, "Oh, you zesty." How? I always wondered that. Like,
Yeah.
why do they turn to that? And then I also like another thing is like, if there's nothing wrong with being gay, how is that an insult?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you even
Yeah.
using that? Like, I think it's just like the
Uh-huh.
prime way of like deflecting. You know what I mean? Like, get to the point. Like, you don't want to answer that question. Or you don't want to respond to what I have to say.
Mhm.
So you're gonna deflect and say things like zesty or spicy or whatever
It's
else.
all this-
Like,
it's
chill
all-
with that,
it-
man.
it's all nonsense,
Let's be
man.
adults and have an adult conversation.
And
You know what I mean?
you-
Don't
there's-
attack sexuality because
No.
you don't want to have that tough conversation.
No,
You know?
and there's no winning. You go like my buddy's my buddy on a bar. Shout out to 1885. And I go there all the time, right? And in the summertime when things were kind of like free for me, if you will, I was out of the house. You know, I was out there just hanging out with my boys, man. It felt good to just be surrounded by love. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they were there for me. Those are my guys. You know what I'm saying? It was a tough time whether I had a smile on or not. Like I just left a 5,000 square foot home in
Right.
Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, with 3 kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm out on the streets here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just doing my thing, just sitting at a table, and you got girls coming up to me and be like, "What do you think? You're too good for us?" Why? Because I'm having a drink with my boys. I'm not out here hunting for pussy.
Right.
That time's coming. Don't you worry.
I'm chilling.
Like, I'm chilling.
But
it's-
my heart is still hurting. Let me chill.
And I'm
gang.
like, man. So like now I'm zesty, and now I'm all these words and all these adjectives, whatever. Because what? Because I'm chilling.
Because I'm not thirsty.
I'm not thirsty. Okay. But if I was thirsty, then damn, you're hot. Like whatever. I don't even know the sayings anymore.
So hold on. You
You're
said
cringe. Well, there it is.
You say you frequent 885. Shout out 885. That's the spot.
That's the spot, man.
That's the spot.
That's the
Word.
spot. Those are my guys, man.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I had an interview with back in Far From Perfect. I
Yep.
interviewed a couple of workers from there, and like
Yeah.
I've been there a few times. I dibbled and dabbled, but
Yeah.
I'm not like a frequent fly over there. But I
No,
dibble,
you know,
so.
I think with any establishment, I think it's about the ownership and how they're conducting their business. Like it's like a high school. Let's talk about public schools for a second, right? Like it's like, oh, you went to a public school. Oh, you must have been a bad kid. Nah, it's not. The system don't make it bad. It's the people that make it bad. So like you show up with a type of crowd or whatever, and you're on some shit, and you decide to ruin the night for everybody. Now you're ruining the brand, if you will.
Right.
Right. But like if you go in there, that place is clean, man. The food is delicious. I'm not just shouting them out because they're my boys. Like they do a really good job. They get cocktail of the year 2 years in a row.
Word.
Right. They do a good job. But like again, some people will be like, oh, it's ratchet in there. But you go to whiskey, it's ratchet too. But it's big.
They are actually. They all the same.
It's large, right? So again,
They all
going back
the
to my
same.
Lawrence thing, you go to the left, you look right. There's bullshit everywhere. A little bit like that 85. Nonetheless, shout out to the boys over there, man. And then a lot of any business out here in Worcester, shout out to us.
I know bullshit. I haven't really been sliding out lately. I haven't been slid out in a minute, but it's cause like I'm looking for a certain thing, and I just feel like I can't get it there. You know
You're
what I'm
not
saying?
gonna
Like,
find it
and
with
plus,
the extended hours till 3 a.m.
but like the vibe is different. I feel like in my head, like I know niggas, and I know when niggas pop out, what they're popping out for. They're
Yeah.
popping out to try to bag something for the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I feel like the women who are outside, they know that already too. So what's their objective? The same damn thing. You know what I mean?
But they act
So, like,
brand new, though.
Yeah, but that's not what I want. You know what I'm
No.
saying? I'm trying to find something to chill and rock with. You know, like that's what I need
That's
in
what
my
I'm
life.
on,
So
man.
it's
That's
like
what I'm on.
all that over there is not gonna give me what I'm looking for. So I don't really popping out. Plus, I don't drink. I'm alcohol free.
Okay, good for you, man. Shout out to
I
you.
quit alcohol for a year already before. Then I got back like just drinking beers and having a drink here and there.
Sure.
But like since like Thanksgiving the last year, I haven't had nothing to drink, so I'm trying to chill with that shit, really get my mind and my body right and shit.
Yeah.
And so I need somebody on that same wave. So like my suggestion, I don't know if you've seen it when I posted, I was talking about the women you should go for. They're not at those places. They're at the gym.
Yeah.
If you want to get serious, because most girls at the gym, women at the gym, they have a job and they're working and they have discipline. You know what I mean? You want someone to have discipline. So at the least, even if later on you don't see eye to eye on other things, at least you can start off knowing that that person has discipline. So for that reason, I look for girls who typically work out, are in the gym. And I'm not saying you got to have like the perfect T body or nothing like that, but just be there. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something.
What's up?
You say you don't really pop out often, right?
Yeah, not too often.
The times you do pop out, what if there's a nice young lady that happened to pop out just that one night, and that's the one for you? But you're already going premeditated, thinking like she's outside because I see her right now.
I mean, I'll talk. I'll give them. It's not like I'm just sitting there like a statue. Like nah, like I'm socializing. I'm talking. I'm vibing.
No.
So like I'll see what you're on, but most of the time, it's get me a drink, da da da. You know what I mean? So I already know what type of time you're on. But like if I'm talking to you and you're really showing like genuine interest in me, and like I'm showing interest in you, we can have that conversation. But I just don't like. I feel like from a number standpoint, it's less than likely. You know what I'm saying? So like nah, like I'd rather, instead of spending money on drinks, buying people mad drinks, I'd rather just meet someone and invest that money into them.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna go the same way. I'm gonna invest money in random girls at the bar or wherever else, at the club, and probably never talk to them again.
Yeah.
I'd rather invest that money in a date with one girl, and if it doesn't work out, fine. But I feel like it's a better shot if I invest that money in her. Maybe I'll see you again. I have a better chance to see you again from that girl as opposed to some chick I met at the bar and she tried to finesse me to get her and all her friends shots and shit.
Yeah,
nah.
That's fair.
So when you left, you talk about you left the house. So like, when you left the house, where'd you go? Did you move to your own apartment? Did you move in with some guys?
No.
Hit the couch?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I spent a lot of time during, the I guess the transition period of trying to figure out if I was actually going to make this move, which was moving out. A lot of thoughts went through my brain, man. Like, am I really going to leave my kids? Am I really going to leave like what I built with this individual to start over, essentially, right? Because I knew, just based on who I am as a person, if I walk out that door, I'm not coming back.
Did she give you the boot, or you was like, I'm out of here?
A little bit of both.
What?
What does that mean? So like
how?
The both is like, the both is, I guess we'll talk about the boot. She's like, if you don't leave me alone, you got to get out of this house. Like, it was more of like the constant. The house was huge, man. I said 5,000. I was just minimized. It was 5,500 square feet. So like, we had bedrooms upstairs that like I could have lived upstairs, and it's like we lived separated for as long as I wanted to. When we bought that house, it was more like, no matter what, I'll live in the basement. But we ain't leaving this house. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. We'll be the next Jada Will Smith. You know what I mean? But when I got the boot, it was more like, I don't want to talk to you anymore, and you keep pressing on me to have a conversation about stuff that I don't want to talk about no more. I'm going out with my friends. I need to be mentally prepared to go out with my friends. So to me, I was like, what? I want to salvage this marriage. Like, let's talk, right? That's one piece. And then the other piece is like, it just got a little too heated in the household. You know what I mean? Too heated. A lot of things. I don't, to be honest with you, I'm not even going to say on the hot mic here, but a lot of things happened. So it was more of like, for my protection, from mentally and physically, I really got to make this move.
Yeah, at that point, you're just walking on eggshells. And
walking on eggshells.
Any day, hell no.
So I revved up the engine as far as apartment looks. I would say like, hey, I got to go to work and I got to go in the office because I'm blessed enough to be able to work remote. A lot of people don't understand how much of a blessing that is to be able to work from your home. And I would look for apartments. And then finally I found an apartment where I'm like, this is it. And I put the deposit in, and I got the keys, and I got so scared when I grabbed those keys, man, because I got like, but I don't know if it was butterflies or my stomach turned, whatever. And I was like, this is really happening. I just signed this lease. This is the next chapter of my life.
So how was that first night when you moved in, like by yourself, away from the kids, like
lonely, man?
How'd you feel?
Will Smith walked in that episode. He's like,
yeah,
that's really how I felt. That I didn't have shit. I got the mattress delivered. That's all I had, man. I didn't have anything else, and it was tough. It was tough. I was. I'm not a crier. You know what I mean? I'm not just saying that because I'm on the mic. I can hold my tears back. They were there. You know what I mean? And a lot of it was like For me, it was about the kids, man. It was about the kids because I know what it felt like in the beginning. I mentioned like I was blessed to be raised in the beginning with my father and my mother, but I also saw my mother and my father split.
Yeah.
And I never heard back from my dad until I finished college.
Wow. So how old were you when your parents split?
I was going into 5th grade.
Wow. So when he just plays like, all right, I'm good on everywhere.
I didn't understand until I understood. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When I had a conversation with him once I graduated college, because again, shout out to, soon to be ex-wife, she pushed me to have a conversation with him. She was like, he's alive. Go find him and go talk to him. You know where he is.
What did that conversation look like? Did you get a lot of perspective from him?
A lot of perspective, a lot of closure. They're like, my dad was moving the way he was moving. My mother was working 3rd shift.
Yeah.
It is what it is. My sisters caught him sneaking out the house. My older sisters, like older, they were in college, called my mom. So once I found out the story,
Right.
I had beef with my sister. Like, you're the reason Dad was
Exactly.
around.
So you feel like he feels like everybody was against him at that point. You know what I mean?
He said,
like,
I tried to see
they
you.
betrayed him.
I tried to see you. I tried to talk to you. Your mother never let me. She didn't want me to teach you any of this.
Right.
So like we had a couple beers, a couple Heinekens, and he just told me everything. And he even said like, once you get married, you'll understand a lot of this. Once you have kids, you'll understand a lot of it. He used to tell me growing up, I'm only here for you. He used to say it all the time. I'm only here for you. I never understood what that meant until I had my own kids, and I used to like hold them. And in my head, I'm like, I'm still fighting for this marriage for you guys. And I remember my father telling me that. I didn't understand what it meant. I was watching WWE. I was watching Shawn Michael and Gold Dust and all that shit with my dad because he used to rock with that.
Stone Cold, my nigga.
Stone Cold, all that, man. What's it called? The guy with the mitt? Mankind?
Yeah, Mankind.
You know what I mean? So it was tough, man. It was a tough transition, but, I really leaned in on my friends, but I also learned who the hell was really my friend. Right?
So, like, let's talk about transition and, like, how long did it take you to, like, you were ready to date again from the moving endpoint to being that lonely first night? How long did that loneliness last? And you're like, all right, let me get on my shit.
Oh shoot, bro! Within 24 hours. Are you kidding me? What they had Rolodex back then. I opened up the black book. I blew the dust off everything. Rozay's back. Fuck you mean? That shit took me 24 hours.
Word.
Nah, I ain't even gonna front here. I was back on the horse, bro. Fuck you mean? What?
I heard you.
So it was to me that wasn't hard at all, and it was transactional everything. Like I really got on demon time.
Word.
I'm not even gonna hold anybody. Like
So what was it looking like? You were just like serial dating. You was out here.
I was just I popped down in Worcester mainly. That sounds crazy, I know, but I was like, you know what? There was a lot of people who didn't even know I was still in Worcester because when I became a family man and I made my mistakes in that marriage and all that stuff, like when I moved to Shrewsbury and I made that huge investment with her, like I was like, it's time to chill the fuck out and raise these damn kids.
It's supposed to be, right?
You know what I mean? You ain't gonna see me out. If you're gonna see me out, it's gonna be with her on my right or my left, whatever.
Oh, with my kids.
Oh, with my kids, right? I was over here coaching softball. I was the one black dude in the town. Hey, coach. The parents hated it. I loved it. I brought the orange slices.
Speaking of that, you're Dominican, right?
Dominican, yeah.
But you associate black, like.
Yeah,
a
well,
lot of
Hispanic. Yeah, I mean, I know you're saying.
I know black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's that because that whole the Haitian and DR beef. You know, it's crazy. Like we don't share an island. You know.
Y'all wasn't the same. You asked me. You just one speaks Spanish, one speak Creole. For real.
That's fair.
Yeah, y'all wasn't the same to me. Like I was saying, but y'all from the same place to me. Just what I see dark skinned Dominicans that could pass as Haitian for real, you know. So like, like I said, I grew up with Dominicans too. Like a lot of Dominicans, I was cool with them, like a Dominican family and shit. Like they always showed love. Like they wasn't on no like racism type shit. Nah, like they even looked black. Some of them, when I first met them, I thought they was black until they started speaking Spanish. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The whole bullshit.
Really like David Ortiz. He don't look, you know.
Yeah. So we was playing the field. You say you got right back in Rolodex. 24 hours later, like, was it sparking off for real? Like,
bro,
was it like?
I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Was it like, damn, like this shit is hard?
I've always had confidence. I've always been cocky. I think it was mixed with arrogance for a little, and as I matured, I kind of simmered that down. But like, I was on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a walking unicorn out here. People were just like, this guy's 6'10". Who the fuck is this guy? Or Jose, you still out here? Yeah, let's chill. Next thing you know, it's not even with the person I'm chilling with. It's with a friend who's a friend who's a friend, right? But it was just like the network just expanded.
Yeah.
Like I saw some dudes I haven't seen since like the InStyle days. Remember? I don't know if you were out here when InStyle was here.
Yeah, I was around them,
You know
but
what I
I
mean?
was
But-
like I said, like I was more of just chilling, trying to get my paper right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really my goal, get my paper right.
Nah,
You
you
know what
right.
I'm
So I had my paper right after I got kicked out the
right.
crib, right? I was 34 years old. So I ain't worried about that. I'm like,
saying? Yeah, I'm
let's
talking about like back then.
Yeah,
like, that
yeah,
type of
yeah.
shit.
I was like, let's get it. So I spent a lot of time at 85. Just spent a lot of time in Boston. Like Boston's changed so much, but I didn't really experience Boston outside of just like going to dinners with the wife at the time. But like I grew up in Lawrence. I used to go to Boston all the time. But that was, them Roxy days and all that stuff has changed now. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. Dating world's crazy. I learned so much in the last year that of like I ran from it.
That's how you learn. Like, what scared you away? You're like, come on, what's going on? What was happening?
I'm gonna say something crazy on this mic right now. It might cancel me. It won't cancel you though, because I'm saying it. The feminism.
A lot of people have talked to me about that. I haven't really dug right into it, but like I've seen a lot of people saying like, I've seen women say they adopted the feminist ideology and ruined their own marriage, and they admitted that.
That was at the pinnacle of the reason why my marriage failed.
Wow.
Because you know how you said if you laid out your cards from the beginning and you acted that way the whole time, cool. But you're not gonna try to lay that out in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Same thing.
So she came later on with
Came
the
later
feminist
on, man, and then like
ideology.
yeah, and then if we're talking about like the Boston dating and like I wouldn't say so much in Worcester. I would say like in Boston where there's a lot of. And it's not to say there's not a lot of successful women in Worcester, but I mean like in some of the bars and the restaurants I was hanging out with, like we have people that are like working like in corporate America, like tech this, tech that, or pharmaceuticals, and. They end up, when the feminism kicks in is when they start climbing the charts. That corporate ladder, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Thinking like a man, and that's cool. Like, you're respected. I think the best workers in sales, I have a team of 30 plus. There's 30 women.
My, one of my homies, he calls it the boss bitch mentality. So he's like, I'll be asking him, like, he be dating or whatever. He'd be like, I'm like, yo, how'd it go with that girl? She seemed like she was nice. Be like, I had to get her loose. She had the boss bitch mentality. I'd be like, damn, it's to that. Because, like, my perspective is, like, I think that's cool. That's the life you want to live and you want to invest in your career. You want to focus on your career and do that. That's perfectly fine. I have no issue with that.
No problem with that.
But I don't think that really matters when you want to enter a long-term relationship or a marriage. Like, that's kind of irrelevant because it's the financial aspect you're bringing to the marriage, but you're taking away a lot from the marriage and you have a different aspect. Like, let's say the woman starts making more money than the man. All of a sudden, everything traditional goes out the window. How does that make sense?
Last 2 years of my marriage.
To me, I don't understand that at all. Like, oh, because you're making more money now, you don't. I have to be your wife. And to to minimize those problems, I don't think that should be relevant in a marriage. I think like if you want to be able to be a breadwinner, fine.
Yeah.
But still be a wife. And I'm not saying take care of a man, nothing like that.
No.
But if he's working just as hard as you, but he just doesn't make as much as you, don't think that you're better than him all of a sudden. That's a big problem in relationships that I see. From my perspective, I think women should understand men more and still get like, yeah, the fact that I make more money, he appreciates that more.
Yeah.
And so the fact that he appreciates that more and he appreciates me more, I'm going to show him more love rather than turn the other cheek to him or look down on him because I'm now making more money. Because money comes and goes and situations change. You might not be in a situation in 6 months. Something may happen. Your company may go under. Something out of your control.
100%.
And now he's back breaking his back to fix this family, keep this family afloat. So, and that's a marriage. You have to rely on them now. So that's the point of marriage, unification. You guys are one. So as far as whatever you do for work, your positioning, I think that's irrelevant. I'll say that right now. I don't even care. When I meet women, I don't even care about their financial status. I tell them right now, like, I don't care if you work at Hooters or if you work for Google. It doesn't matter to me. I can look at their personality, their heart, and how they treat me, how they feel about me. You know what I mean? Like, what are they willing to do to show me that they really care? That's how I look at it. And if I don't see the qualities that I'm looking for from that standpoint, that's fine. I don't hate you or nothing like that, but you can go on and live the life that you want to live because me and you aren't compatible. And that's not to say you're a bad person at all. We just don't we just don't vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm doing and what you're doing doesn't equal out. So when I say cards on the table, I let that be known off rip. Like, I like what you got. You could have the nice whip, S550, whatever. I don't even care. Like, it's cool. You know what I mean? But that's yours. That got nothing to do with me. I never dug into a woman's pocket.
No.
I don't care about that because, like, I got my own shit regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want anybody to say, like, oh, he only got that because of me. He was fucking with me, so he got that. And now he's not fucking with me. He don't got that no more. No. I'm trying to be able to do it bigger when I'm not fucking with you. So that's me. So I don't think finances should really be, and I don't want to say not important, but I don't think it should make it the basis of what you do in the relationship now because where your financial status is. That's just me though.
I agree. However, that ain't the reality.
Right, it's not the reality. I think that's how it should be.
And I've done really well for myself. My ex has done really well for us and continues to do so. And the main points of our arguments were always finances, right? And it wasn't because we weren't able to do anything. What I mean by that is like, what I used to always say to her, like, well, what can't we do? What are you looking to do?
Right.
Other than that, why are you busting my balls about XYZ? Right? We're living a good life. We're doing this. We're doing that. And it was always about finances. Oh, but I pay for this. But I pay for that. I was like, great. I pay for this. I pay for that. It's always been like, why is it tit for tat?
Right.
Right? Like, what are we talking about? Like, there's food on the table. There's bills are paid. We're living in a great house. We have a great, beautiful.
There's no way you're counting favors in a marriage.
But that's what they got to. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when you're doing that, it's not even a partnership. You're living with a roommate. Or maybe love isn't really the backbone of the relationship, and it's more of complacency and being comfortable and being scared to go out in the world again and start this shit over again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people remain.
The streets is cold. It's not for everybody. Not everybody's lucky as you to get right back.
That's
to
fair.
It.
No, you're not wrong.
There's a lot more than less.
Yeah.
The men, they struggle when they get back out in the field. Like they don't know what to do because they've been in a relationship so long. They've even lost their confidence. They lost their spark. You know what I mean? They wasn't lit. So it's like, maybe I was lit. I got with this girl. I'm not lit no more. And even sometimes too, you might have been lit. You get back. There's a lot of girls that you were talking to before. A lot of women you wanted to see, things like that. You might have even had a good connection with. But they're like, nah, like I'm not about to be a rebound. Or
correct.
They're like, nah, I'm not jacking you for all this time now. Like I'm a different things. You know what I'm saying? Even though you might be a different person too.
Yeah.
They still see you as a person that didn't talk to them because you started dating some other girl. You married some other girl. You know, so it's like, damn. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you. Let's get back to that. You said when you got back into the dating too, it was you wanted to get out of it. Like, what's like a crazy story, like a woman you dealt with that was like, I'm like, hell no, let me reset real quick.
This isn't even gonna be that crazy, but
even just an eye opener. Like,
it was an eye opener for me. There was a girl that slept over and she brought her dog.
Huh?
She brought her dog and she never even asked me to bring it, right? So I was a little bit turned off by that. His name was like Poodles or something like that, some shit like that. First thing he did, take a wild guess when he walked into my apartment.
Piss on the floor.
Pissed on the floor.
I can't even have it.
She said, "Oh my God, that's okay."
How big was the dog?
The dog was like one of them big old poodles, like them.
Nah,
he was like loose. Oh, his name was Doodles actually, not Doodles, not Poodles, Doodles. I'm Mr. Doodles. Then I come to find out it's not even her dog; she's dog sitting. So she came to get dick down and get paid dog sitting. So it was 2 for 1.
Did you at least clean the piss?
She cleaned the piss, all right. So I'm like, okay. And now this motherfucker's whining the whole time. Whining. And I'm like, I can't do this.
Throwing the vibe.
And then it snows. So we snowed in with Mr. Doodles now. We snowed in. Right? Now that bothered me because it's like communication. And this was an individual who is very, very much so in tune with this feminist stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what really opened my eyes, right? I remember, although I didn't fuck with the dog, she was sleeping. I get up early anyways. I was like, this fucking dog need to go out. She was like, I can do it. I said, no, I'll do it. She put her 2 feet on the ground. It's like, no, I'm doing it. I turned around. I said, hey, okay, you got it. I let her be. I let her put her snowshoes on and she crawled back in bed. Dog didn't eat. I'm sitting there for like 2 hours getting some work done. She's still sleeping. Dog's whining. I'm like, you probably got to eat, right? Shit. I was like, hey, I'm going to feed the dog. She's like, no, I got it. So I said, it's 2 scoops. I got it. I said, matter of fact, fuck is wrong with you?
I can see where this is going.
I was like, it's not, you got 2 hands. You got 2 legs. You clearly got a mouth. I said, I don't doubt that you can do it.
Right.
I want to help. Keep sleeping. I said, what's up with you? And then she broke down. Oh, I just don't need a man.
I said I do. Like I said, I do.
I don't need, like, I don't, like, you know, I could do stuff on my own. I'm very independent. I've been hyper independent. I grew up seeing my mother not need a man. But I also grew up seeing my sister be very, like, abused. I was like, that got nothing to do with me. All I was trying to do was feed the dog. So your ass could still sleep.
Exactly. I'm trying to do you a solid for real.
Man, and, like, it turned into an argument. And to be honest with you, I kept seeing the girl. And it was the tiniest things, like opening the door for shit. I can open it. And I had enough of that shit.
See, like, I've dealt with women that they like the chivalry. They like a gentleman, you know.
That's where I'm at right now. I love that shit.
Yeah, like, open the door. Like, I just seen a post today. My dude, I don't know if you ever seen him on Instagram. It's That Shit Cheap.
Yeah.
But I think his name is Beans for real. But, like, he was talking, like, he was like, I don't do none of that shit. I don't bring flowers. I don't do dates. And I was like, I can't even lie. I'm a tender nigga. I be doing both.
Hey, man.
Bullshit.
I like
this shit.
I like doing it when it's, like, heavy appreciated. Like, when it's like, oh, my God,
exactly.
oh, my God, you're so cute. Oh, my God, like, women don't either. I mean, they know it. Some of them just don't give a shit. But the ones that do give a shit, they know how, like, much reassurance that adds to a man, regardless of your frail ego or not. If you're an alpha, I am an alpha, 100%, right? That still makes me like, oh, butterfly. Right. Like, oh yeah, I opened that door. You kidding me? What? I got you a cup of water and you're feeling that, like, you feeling like I'm the man. Like that, those tiny things are the small wins that some men, I would say most, need.
Shit, I'll cook, make a dessert, I'll do it all.
What?
You know what I'm saying? I'll do it all. I ain't gonna lie.
Versus like, hey, I got you a coffee, thanks. I got you flowers. Oh, thanks. Put them over there.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, where are you at now? So like, you had that bad experience. Actually, let's park back a little bit. So like, what made you decide like, all right, I'm gonna try again? Like now, this is tripping. I'm dealing with this girl. She has this mentality that I'm not dealing with. She has this ideology that doesn't align with mine. Whether she can live her life however she wants to live. That's her business. But I got to take a step back so I don't get into a situation like that again. And what made you decide to get back into the field?
Get back into the field. So like I told you, I kind of got on my horse right away, right? And everything for me, I knew going into everything, it was just transactional. I wasn't looking for love. Right. I was looking
to knock shit down.
Knock shit down and pour my energy, negative energy into somebody else. Right? But I realized how old I actually got. How much sleep I actually needed. You know what I mean? How much my liver hurts after these long nights of drinking just to build the stamina. You know, and I was like, yo, I don't want this, man. Like, I need to find something. Like, I wasn't looking either, but I was like, it's time to settle down. So instead of going out 3 days in a row, I'll go out once a week. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't go on any dating apps. Like, I like the old school stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't do dating apps.
No, and I'm not one to DM somebody. If that's people's game, that's fine. Like, I don't DM people. Like, people will hit me up and like, whatever, I'll engage, but I've never been one to initiate a DM.
Yeah, I'll slide in the DMs.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm not on like no dating sites.
Yeah,
whatever.
Ain't nothing wrong with sliding in the DMs. I'm cool with that too.
Hey, shout out to them, like the dating sites. If you're on those, cool for you. But I think it doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? Personally, like I'm not on that.
No. So, and then I ended up running into an individual, man, that, again, I came from what I came from, and then I ran into this physically, like, wow, the girl was blessed. You know what I mean? And part of me was like, yeah, I need this. Right. It's like, my revenge one. Like, if I get caught with this one, like, eat that. But I didn't tap into the mind. And I learned so much in that short stint. Like, it was, more than like 5 months. You know what I mean? A little bit over 5 months. Where I was like, okay, this is what's out here.
Right.
And any type of slight inclination that another person gave me about that was similar to that feminist stuff, I was like, I can't do it. I won't do it. Right. It's not because I'm a dickhead. It's just like, nah, that's not what I need. Those people are the ones that be like, I don't need to tell you if I'm leaving work early and going to the gym and chilling with the fuck you don't. If I'm at a 9 to 5 and I leave at 2 o'clock, the first person I'm calling is my girl. But hey, babe, I'm getting out of work, but I'm gonna go straight to the gym. That's not controlling in my eyes. That's just communication, man. Right. And we're in a world now, and I got out of a relationship, 2 relationships at this point, where that's deemed controlling. Why are you so insecure?
How about insecure? By just asking.
I'm like, God damn, you supposed to be getting out of work at 5. You're out at 1. Fuck, what you doing? And why are you coming home at 6?
That's a fair question.
Hello?
That's a fair question.
Oh, I went to this and I went to Target. I was like, and you couldn't find a minute in between that to be like, hey, I'm out of work early. I'm not just digging at my ex on that one. I'm digging at the other one, the most recent one too, where it's like, I try to course correct from the beginning and be like, hey, I actually prefer over communication. And it's not because I'm insecure. It's because I want to know that you are someone that respects, like, not my wishes. It's not even like about that, but like you respect the lanes, if you will. Like I'm not gonna, I'm not talking about you go out with your friends to dinner and now you gotta be like, hey babe, I went to this bar. Now I went to this bar. Now I went to this bar. Like, nah.
Right.
Now you go out with your friends. Tell me when you're coming home and that's that.
Exactly.
If it's 30 minutes past, I'll be like, where the fuck you at? But like, I don't need to know your every move, but like something like a set schedule that changes and alters, like, why not throw that text out and be like, hey, I'm just gonna run some errands. Cool.
So where are you now?
Right now, man, I told myself I wasn't gonna date anybody unless like they checked, and this sounds crazy, at least 90% of the boxes, right? And I'm Dominican, man, and like anybody that's for the most part from the Caribbeans, and I would even say minorities too, man. Like we're raised to be with strong women, of course, but we also see the submissive side of a woman, right? And people confuse. And when I say people, I'm gonna be very fucking clear. Women confuse being submissive with being weak. And that's far from that. Because guess what? Men can be submissive too. It's who you're submissive to that creates that weakness or that narrative of weakness. You being submissive to your man and me being submissive to my woman is because we're pouring ourselves into each other, right? I know what makes him tick. I know what makes her tick. I got to respect it. Or what's the point of being together?
Right.
If you have a problem with anything that makes that individual tick, you either address it or you're out. That's my mindset now, man. I didn't have that mindset. When I talk about like I don't believe in it, you mentioned like you don't believe in divorce, and I was the same fucking way. But bro, respect stops getting served, and only one side is trying at one thing, and it's okay. Shit, if you got to be 80-20 trying to fix something, it's okay. You got to give me over 1%.
You got to give me something.
You got to give me something. And if you ain't giving me something, I'm clearly telling you what I need. What's that tell me?
That you're not serious.
That you're not serious, man.
You don't care. You don't care how much effort I'm putting in. You don't want it.
And people confuse that, like, hey, you're married, you got to work through it. Okay, cool. Yeah, we worked through it. We went to therapy. We sat down, had 3 2-hour conversations, and it's in one ear out the other. Cool for 24 hours. First argument, everything is brought up again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there comes a point where, you have to choose yourself, but people confuse choosing yourself. And I don't want to contradict myself because I said you leave your family in the dust. It all depends on your situation. But, like, you could choose yourself and still respect your duties as a parent. Right? What do I mean by that? Right? I'm with my kids right now, man. Let's just say my weekend is this weekend. Let's just say it's not, but let's just say it is. I'm hanging out with my kids all day, man, because I miss my fucking kids. I want to be with my kids. I don't have to be in the apartment when my kids are sleeping and watching them.
Right.
I have a babysitter. Sit your ass down on the couch and eat those Takis that you like. Right? Go manja, whatever. Make sure my kids are good. They ain't getting out of bed. They're grown. They stay in bed. But that gets deemed as selfish that I'm going out. Why? I'm going out at 9 o'clock. My kids are asleep at 8.
You got to watch them sleep. I don't have kids, so like this.
You got to watch them sleep.
Like,
my baby, they ain't in the crib. They wipe their own ass. You know what I mean? So it's like that narrative of like, oh, you're selfish. You only think. No, I'm choosing myself. I still got a life to live, but I'm living my life for my kids first. When I'm with them, my kids, they sleep. So where I'm at right now, man, I'm with an individual who, I got to be honest with you. I'm gonna sound soft here. I'm head over heels over it, right? And
wrong with that?
And I would say it's vice versa too. And yeah, people could talk about the honeymoon phase. Don't get me started on that bullshit. The honeymoon phase is another narrative that's bullshit.
Right.
Right. You can still love someone the same way you love them day one.
I agree with that.
Still play grab ass. Still play all that cute shit. It's about how much you want to pour into a relationship. So I'm at a place right now where I never thought I would do it. And there's another hot take. I said I would, like, I'm going to get me a little fine young thing, like, fresh, like, no kids, none of that. I don't want any of that. No baggage, nothing. This individual got 2 kids. You know what the biggest difference is, man? I could tell I'm with my kids and not text her for 3 hours. Guess what? That's okay.
She understands that.
She understands that. My son is 4 years old. He just started his soccer, like whatever, like the last season. That's so exciting. The previous one was, oh great, that's less time for me. You see the difference there?
Yeah, it doesn't align. It doesn't align. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this one was like, oh my God, like my son graduated his pre-K today. Shout out to Gabe again. I sent her the video. She was, that's so adorable. Like it's someone that understands the achievements.
That's the thing. Your lifestyles align. And like that's not even to say like the girl who wasn't satisfied with those things and like didn't have the best reaction.
Yeah.
It's not to say she's a bad person.
No.
It is
God,
that
no.
you guys didn't align what she's looking for and the lifestyle she wants. That clearly just shows she wants more attention.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
and that's something that you being a father just can't provide. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's where your life is, where her life is.
Yeah.
Life aligned. This new woman you're dealing with, she understands that clearly because she's a mother. So she understands what a good father is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna take that away from you, and I'll hold that against you.
Yeah.
So you guys align.
I mean, she does, and again, it's not about the physical things that are being done and like the favors, but like it's just like the effort that's shown. Like this individual cooks a meal for my kids without my kids even meeting her. She'll be like, hey, I know you're gonna be busy because usually on Thursdays you have XYZ, you don't get out of work till this time, and then you got your kids, and then they got soccer. So I figured I'd make you a meal. I'll leave it in your apartment. You just like all you gotta do. She'll leave it, so you gotta preheat the oven for 425, unwrap it, keep it in there for another 10 minutes. That's dope, bro.
Right. Is it good?
It's phenomenal. I'm not just saying that. No, she does her thing. But it's just like that's like that's so thoughtful. You know what I mean? And like you're dealing with a young girl, like Josh, she'll make you tacos. But I'm going out with the girls tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. I hope you like your fucking tacos, bro. And then you can come get my taco after.
Keep your fucking tacos.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like the thoughtfulness, man. It's just like I know what I was yearning for in my previous relationships, down to my marriage, that I wasn't getting. And I got to the point where I hate to say it, but like I got into another relationship where like it filled the majority of my gaps that I came from. And it still didn't fulfill me.
Right.
This individual is not filling any gaps. She's just, we communicate about what we're missing in each other's lives. So yeah, in theory, yeah, she's filling a gap, but it's like it's so natural. It's not forced. You could just see this girl looks at me with sparkles in her eyes. Like it's just like, let's do this. Like the most simple thing. Like, hey, you just spent a lot of money this weekend. Like, let's just stay in. Let's just order a pizza. You don't hear that shit.
Right.
Nah, bring me out to the fine and dine 24/7. It's just like,
time.
yeah, hey, we're going here in August. Like, maybe we should just stay local for like the weekend. We already spending so much money. Like, you don't hear that stuff, man. It's just like the thoughtfulness, like the future talking about like, I can't wait for one day where we can live together and like our kids can coexist and like be friends and all that stuff. Like it's just nice. It's refreshing to hear that mature talk. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. Not to put her business out there, but she didn't go to college. She didn't go to college and like
college ain't for everyone.
It ain't for anyone. It ain't for anyone. But she like that's the first thing she said to me. I should have prefaced it. She was like, hey, I got to tell you something. Like, does it bother you that I didn't go to college? I was like, no, why would that bother me? I was like, well, I mean, you're a great person. College don't make the person. Right? Your culture does, your family does, your experience does, your life experience. But it's just so funny that there are narratives out there where it's like, I'm not educated. Like, nah, you are educated. You're educated by in the eyes of whatever, the United States and the whatever, Board of Academics, however you want to call it. That doesn't mean you're not smart.
Right.
That doesn't mean you haven't learned life lessons.
Smart enough to keep me around. Shit.
Smart enough to keep me around, man. And so, you know what I mean? I'll pause there because I don't want to start rambling about her, but I could talk about her for days.
Word. So, like, before we wrap up or anything like that, any shout outs you want to give, anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here? Just all you. You got the floor. Anything. What to you makes a gentleman? Or any advice you want to give to the young gentleman coming up?
For the gentleman coming up, man, I think it's a lost art in actually being a gentleman. What does that mean? Like the actions behind chivalry, like opening the door, tucking in your chair when you're done, right? Letting the lady sit first. You opening up a door, you're coming out of a movie theater, letting the lady go first. Like, look up all those old schools. While you guys are on ChatGPT, ask that question. Like, what is chivalry? How can we still keep that alive? A lot of that stuff, man, is lost in the dust, man. And one of the things I've always heard growing up is you're such a gentleman. And that's because of the upbringing that my father, up until 5th grade, gave me. And I saw how he treat people. Everybody's human, right? It's not about how you treat the females, right? Treat the males the same way, man. You could be a gentleman regardless of where those actions are going towards, whether it's a man, whether it's a female, whether it's whatever this world is nowadays. Be true to you, understand what you want in life, That doesn't mean you have to walk around with grenades and blowing up blowing up the world just so you can get your way. You still have to act the part and hold your character, man. Whatever your upbringing was, it doesn't matter. Whether it was great, whether it was rough, you can still change the world. You can still change the way society views us as men, colored men, whatever you want to say, based on how you act, the actions you take when you're out in public. Everybody's looking, man. It's a public world. It's a public space. How you act is going to affect. Guess what? I don't care if anybody agrees with this. You're black, you're Hispanic, and how you act, you act like a dickhead. That's a whole race you're affecting. It's a whole race you're impacting. You're white, same thing, right? People don't understand that, man. This is a domino effect, the butterfly effect. Whatever you do has a reaction and a final cause, if you will. So long-winded, but stay true to who you are. Understand what you want. Don't bend the knee for nothing, man. Life is short, too short to bend the knee. I learned that the hard way, man. I'll never, ever, ever bend the knee in what I want in my life to make someone else happy. There's a big difference there. Understand the difference there. What I mean by that is I'm not saying like, hey, let's go to KFC over Taco Bell. I'm going to bend the knee. I'm talking about what you expect in a marriage, what you expect in a relationship, as long as you're prepared to reciprocate that to the individual as well and what they need and to fill their cup. And that's what makes a great marriage, and a gentleman at that.
Right. Well, thank you for coming, my man, Jose. I definitely appreciate
it.
Thank all you guys for tuning into the first episode of the Gentleman's Corner. I appreciate everybody for the constant support. We will have more content, and this is the first time, and I want to let everybody know, like, this is my project. This right here is my baby. You know, like, this whole concept, what we're doing here. This is what I really want to get out to the people, and I hope for young men, young women, old men, old women, everybody who's watching, I hope you take something away from this and it changes your perspective and it influences your life, impacts your life in a positive way. We may joke around, may say some things that you may not even agree with, but find something that you do agree with and take that and apply it to your life. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we're out.